Crypto Excel back with another one. This is not financial advice. In the event of it being financial advice, well, this would not have been recorded. This is Crypto Excel back again with another one. As the market starts to rebound, we start to rebound. But we were DCing the whole time. So it's going exactly as predicted. Welcome aboard as we bring you to Valhalla. Buckle up. All right. So let's get into it. So if we look on the daily on the cryptos are starting to be revitalized. I noticed that the meme coins seem to be outperforming. Bonk is up 31%. And actually, 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 I was looking at my top coins here, right? And Solana is actually up 70%, which is completely insane. Solana, as you know, is a meme coin on the Solana network, and it's pumping, right? Decentral Games up 58%. Space Falcon FCon up 58%. Bonks up 31%, as mentioned before. Heroes of Mavia is up 18%. That's good to see. And there's quite a few others that are pumping. So if you're still looking for discounts in the market, if you haven't picked up any coins and you're wondering, well, what's down because everything seems to be revitalized. MITX is down 16%. Genome's Dow down 13%. We have Lancera down 7%. So again, the discounts are starting to fade as the market starts to rebound. So what you're seeing is there's a correlation between risk reward. So as the risk diminishes because the market's becoming more healthy, the reward also diminishes. So basically, buying when you are at your highest fear during a bull market, when you're at peak fear in a bull market, DCAing is a good idea because that's how you get the discounts. That's how you get the 40% off sales on the altcoins, right? So it's best to get in where you fit in and get a good discount. If we look at Bitcoin on the monthly, it actually does not look that bad, right? Because we've had almost a year of straight up action. Right around February, it's almost straight up. And we finally getting some rejection as we've just breached all-time highs, right? And we've pushed back to about 60,000 during last month, right? So, or during this month in April. So what that means is that we can hang around here for a while. It would be completely healthy if we were to not really go parabolic just yet. If we play around for a bit, for a few months, that would actually be healthy, and that will denote a normal cycle ending in Q3 of 2024, Q3, Q4 of 2024. Sorry, Q3, Q4 of 2025. I'm getting distracted by noises in the background. So, yeah, so we're looking at the fourth quarter of 2025 for us to have a parabolic blow off top. But this is crypto, and crypto is unpredictable. So if you want to start DCing out before then, that wouldn't be such a bad idea, right? Because trying to time the exact top is a fool's errand. There's almost no chance of getting the exact top. You could get close to it though, and that's why you can have a DCing out policy towards the third quarter, fourth quarter of 2025. It's nice to see the altcoins coming back. The Patreon gems are doing quite well. if we were to take a look at them, we have AITs up 18%, Mavia is up 18, VIA, which I heavily endorse, is up 17%, TED's up 14%, Nakamoto Games up 10%, Inspect is up 10%, AI Tech is up 9%, Singularity Net up 9%, Open Fabric AI up 8%, QORPO up 8%, ORNJ up 8%, Hello is up 7%. Hello has been taking a beating. It's been taking a beating on the 90-day. It's down 64%. So either this is a tremendous buying opportunity for Hello, or Hello continues to get battered. The only thing I could say here is maybe, I would nibble and DCA in on the lows. Every time we have wicks down, I would DCA in, because we don't know when it's going to rebound, right? And trying to time the bottom again, that's almost impossible. But DCAing in on the lows is a smart strategy. If you look at AI Tech, by the way, AI Tech has been up almost a 4x in the 90 days, and year to date is up almost 14x. It was recently at 50 cents and now it's at 23 cents. So maybe DCing in on AI Tech might not be a bad strategy, right? Mentioning VIA, I did mention them just now. They have a launch pad the launch pad has already launched. But there's a few things to mention with them. Um, they have an issue with getting the codes generated for people who signed up for VIA. So folks are not able to stake, and they're not able to see their tiers, and they're not able to participate yet in the launchpad. Um, I've heard in their Telegram that this error message that everyone's been getting is not actually on their end; it's on the service provider end, which is probably Amazon. So maybe they have to wait until normal business days to get this resolved. So Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 kind of thing. So most likely, I would assume that, on a Monday, which is tomorrow, maybe they'll get it resolved by then. But they've had their price suffer because people are not able to join the launchpad as of yet. So we'll see what this does to the price next week once they're able to get that up and running and launching. At this start, I believe there's 4 projects that they have that they're launching, and the total allocation is 50,000 and 100,000. So 2 projects with 50,000, 2 projects with 100,000. Let's see, what does it say on the launch pad? All right, yeah. So there's 4 projects here, and 100, 100, 50, and 50. This one says K Vance, so we know the name of that one. Pinomo over here, and then there's 2 here that it's not. It doesn't really say the name. So again, this is a wait and see. We don't know exactly which projects are launching, how strong their marketability is, what kind of allocations you're going to be getting. We do know the tiers, right? We know that there's a base tier, bronze tier, silver tier, gold tier, emerald tier, and emerald elite tier. We also know that there is a boost based on how long you stake, right? So the longer you stake the bigger your boost, right? Up to 1 year of staking. So 1 year of staking will give you a 50% boost, right? So to let you know how many points you need for each tier, you have 200, 500, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, and 15,000 respectively. All right. All right. So let's do that again. So basically, from base is 200, bronze is 500, silver is 2,000, gold is 5,000, Emerald is 10,000, and Emerald Elite is 15,000. So you have a 50% boost if you stake for 1 year, right? So that means that if you are gold and you stake for a year and a half, you get a 50% boost on your stake, right? So gold, I said, was 5,000. So you would end up getting um, seven 7,500 points. Now, if you're emerald and you have 10,000 points and you stake for a year and a half, you get a 50% boost. So your 10,000 turns to 15,000, which makes you emerald elite, right? And it works with the lower tiers the same way, right? So that way you don't have to get the full 2,000 points to be silver, or you don't have to get 2,000 quantity of VIA to be silver. You just need to stake the correct amount and then get the 1.5 boost to become silver, right? So if you need 2,000 points to become silver, that means you can get 1,333 coins and then stake it for 1 year, and that will give you the 50% boost. And the 1,333 coins times 1.5 will get you to the 2,000 points you need to be silver, right? So that's how the staking system works. Now, we have to be um, correct in knowing that they're doing a few things with VIA. They're burning. Also, also they are making. All right, as mentioned before with VIA, they had an issue getting their launch pad to work because upon signing up, you're supposed to get a code sent to your email, and this code is not being sent to the emails of participants who are signing up. They said that there is some kind of service issue with this working. It's been days and it's not working correctly. I believe 2 days. I suspect that probably Monday, 9 to 5 during normal business hours, the service provider will be able to fix this issue. I'm anticipating that, so probably by Monday it'll start working. Now there's a KYC process involved, and I'm sure people are eager to know whether or not they pass KYC to see whether or not they can use this launchpad. So that's the current status of VIA. It's another high risk altcoins, but uh, the only way you're going to be able to get like a 100x altcoin is by buying them when they're low market cap, below $10 million market cap, and holding on for dear life, and then reaping the rewards in the future. So basically, what that is you'll have to take high risk. You'll have to see the potential and spot the potential when others don't see the potential in the project. And you would have to take a strategic risk. And you also have to manage your risk. You don't want to go all in any one small altcoin, because if that altcoin doesn't do well, that would mean that your portfolio gets wrecked. Okay, so that's VIA. Now, there are many, many gems that are Patreon gems that are doing well. AIT Protocol is doing well. Heroes of Mavia, which is one of the premier gaming altcoins, is doing quite well. Tectum, Nakamoto Games, OG, Inspect, and many, many more. Right. So, as far as gems that are currently in the as far as gems that are currently in the discount zone that are really good bargain, like really good bargains for Patreon gems. We have Mixmob, which is down 11%. Netmind token is down 7%. CPAD, which allows access to launch pads, which allows access to IDOs, premier IDOs on a launch pad, The CPAD Launchpad is down 5%. Rightstream, which again is a decentralized hub for entertainment, is down 5%. Delysium is down 5%. WorkX, this was $1.40 before. Now it's down 4%. CDX Codex Chain is down 4%. Mint Layer down 3%. PAL down 4%. Emerald, the Emerald company, is down 3%. I mean, these are all coins that have done way, way better just 2 months ago. And when I say way better, we're talking anywhere from 200 to 500% just a few months ago. So I would definitely be looking out for these cryptos because now they're at bargain basement prices. And if Bitcoin were to take off from this point, it again, you might not see these prices again for a while. So I don't mind DCAing while Bitcoin goes sideways because that means that I'll have a really, really good bag, when it's time to, cash out of the market or DCA out of the market, I would have bought at the lows, right? So these are all higher risk altcoins, right? But you're not going to get your 50x from safe coins that have already proven themselves, right? So Solana is already billions of dollars in market cap. It's $150, by the way. Solana is bouncing back. So Solana is $67 billion in market cap. So getting a 100x from this point right now at 67 billion, that's probably not going to happen, right? Because it's too big, right? So we were buying Solana way back here. Okay, so um, again, if I wanted a safe for crypto, a safe for crypto coin that's going to give me a decent return, like 5x, those kind of numbers, 5 to 10x, then sure, Solana, absolutely. And I see for those who are looking at Ethereum, you know, instead of getting Ethereum to get something like a Solana, that could be also a really good argument, right? But if I'm trying to make wealth from a modest amount investing, then I can't. This can't be my main runner because I'm only going to be getting like 5 to 10x from here, right? So if I'm looking for 40 to 200x, then what I would do is I would join the Crypto Excel Patreon, and I'd be looking for gems that I'm recommending on this channel. That's what I'll be looking for, and that's what I would do. And I'll also realize that, I cannot give financial advice and that everything I'm saying here is high risk, right? Because if something could do 100x, there's also a chance that it could go to zero, right? Because 90% of all companies fail. And this is not just in crypto, this is businesses in general. You could just walk through your neighborhood, look at your local stores and look at the stores that are there now and match it to the stores that were there 5 years ago. And there's probably a high probability that you'll see a very big change, especially in a lot of the chain stores and a lot of the mom and pop stores. There's a very big change. There's a high turnover in these stores that are linked together. These small stores, they change ownership so much. And the reason why is because 90% of all businesses fail. And that's why I recommend to you to manage your risk and to make sure that you're not putting money that you need immediately into crypto, right? Um, that you're only using, like, let's say you have an excess 20% of your income and you're looking for investments and you already have your solid boring investments that's probably going to go up over time, something like Bitcoin, right? That's DCing into Bitcoin over a long period of time. Anyone who is doing that over the past 12 years, you would have outperformed everything. You would have outperformed all the stocks. You would have outperformed Apple, Google, Microsoft. You would have outperformed, and not to mention, the companies that fail. The reason why the average of the S&P and the Nasdaq and the exchanges are around 8 to 10%, is because that's an average. It's taking an average, like the S&P 500 is an average of the 500 biggest companies. So within those 500 companies, you're going to have some of them that don't do too well. So they're going to pull the average down, right? So you're going to have the outperformers like Amazon, then you're going to have the underperformers, like, I don't know, Palm Pilot that doesn't exist anymore. You're going to have underperformers that don't do that well. And that's going to bring the overall average down to 8 to 10% returns, right? Now, if you were to take the average of crypto and what crypto did over the same 12 to 15 years, you're going to see thousands of percent returns, right? So Bitcoin back in 2011, let's say from 76 cents to now it's $65,000. I mean, these are tens of thousands of percentage returns. So that's why I say something like averaging into Bitcoin over the long-term period. Um, why I think that's a good decision is because, if something does 10,000% returns or tens of thousands of percent returns over a 10-year period, the stock market is not going to match that, right? So we might be short-term focused on this channel, or in crypto, YouTube in general, because we're focused on the 4-year cycle, right? So in 4-year cycle terms, you're trying to get a 10,000% with one altcoin, right? Because last cycle ADA did that, right? ADA went from 2 cents to $3.20. So in that sense, you can say that, hey, I want to repeat that again, right? Because ADA was 2 cents and it went up to two. It says 290 here, but it went up to 320, and it did that in one market cycle. So that's what, and Solana at the same time, um, it did over 500x in the same cycle, right? Because Solana went from like 50 cents, right? It went from 50 cents to $2.50, right? So that's a 500x. So this is the kind of gains that we're looking for and we're trying to shoot for. And so the gems that I bring up have a possibility of doing so, right? It's not a guarantee that they're going to do so, but at least there's a possibility that that can happen, right? And if you are part of the Patreon, you would be getting buy alerts, right? Right now, they're getting buy alerts that are not in my videos. I haven't done YouTube videos for these buy alerts. So I would say every week they're getting multiple buy alerts every single week, especially in this last downturn. And I did tell people that it doesn't feel good buying when everything that seems to be going down. But I also said this is where the gains are made. It's made by buying low. It's by buying when other people are not buying. That's when the gains are made. When you're buying something that's down 80%, right? And the thing you bought that's down 80% ends up doing a 40x from the price that you bought it from, right? So, and when you DCA in at when the prices are that low, you don't need to put as much money in, right? You could spend less because the price is so low. So having courage, having conviction, having a game plan, and sticking with your game plan, and staying focused and staying on track, and having the discipline to just show up. All you have to do is show up. You just have to show up in DCA. That's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to overthink anything. You don't have to do complex equations and analysis and all. You don't have to do that. I'm already pointing the gems out. They're already pointed out. We already know, which ones they are, and we're just simply DCing in on the lows. It looked like an NMT. I think I brought this to the channel at $2.40. CDX, we received a 7x in one day on this. There's another one, Emerald Company, right here. It kind of reminds me of, I think it's going to do what CDX did. And yes, CDX did retrace from when we mentioned it, but it didn't retrace all the way back down. It retraced significantly, though. But when it retraces significantly, we start buying again. Do you understand? So we're buying it when it's uncomfortable. Again, it does not feel good to spend money. Like, let's say you put, hypothetically, you put $100 into something, and then you come back 3 days later and your $100 is turned into $80. It doesn't feel good at all, right? But being able to stomach it and being able to DCA in, knowing that you have a gem and knowing where it's going to go, or feeling or having a conviction of where it's going to go, that's going to set you apart from the other 90%. That's going to make you stand out. DCing in on the lows. Look at WorkX. This thing was almost $2. Now it's 41 cents. DCing in on these guys. That's what's going to separate you from the herd. DCing in on these, right? GT protocol, right? And shout out to the Patreons, because we have been killing it. We have been DCing in on the lows, and we're not worried at all. We're stoic. We're staying on track. We're staying the course. So therefore, we're going to reap the rewards. We deserve to win because we did what it takes to win, and we're doing what it takes to win during a difficult time in the market. And quite honestly, it's not even that difficult, right? Bitcoin at 65K, 64K, or even 60K, we're coming from 15,500, right? So put that in perspective. We're still way up, right? So DCing in on the pullbacks, and then once we start going insane, and if we go all the way through 2025 with what I think is going to happen, if that happens, we're going to be sitting really, really well, right? So just keep the course, don't lose focus, and keep a positive mental attitude. Make sure you take care of your mental, spiritual, physical, emotional health, right? Take care of all of those things. Make sure all of those things are covered. That's what you're doing while you're waiting for the market to boom. You're doing all of those things, right? So you don't need to focus on crypto as much. You set it and forget it. Have a DCA in plan. You DCA in on the lows, set it and forget it. And then you focus on all the important things, which is your health, right? And I mentioned different aspects of health, the physical, mental, emotional, but you take care of your health. That's what you do at that time. And everything will work out just fine, right? So everything's going according to plan. We can hover around like a tennis ball. That is part of the plan, and that's actually what we want. It looks like we're going slightly upwards, though. Well, that's on the hourly. Yeah. So again, anything could happen. Anything could happen. We broke down of this out of this ascending triangle. We could try to break back up. We could come down a little bit. That's fine. We're already. By the way, the halving already happened. The halving already happened, and we're right where we're expected to be. So that's perfectly fine. But do realize that a few months after the halving, we go parabolic. So I hope that you've been using this time wisely and you've been packing your bags, right? Because I think we're going to explode. It's just a matter of time, guys, right? So this has been Crypto Excel. I have to check my program because I have a new setup, so bear with me for a while. But everything's going according to plan. Shout out to the Patreons. Everything's going the way it should be going. And I will be seeing you guys on top, right? All right, guys. Take care. Crypto Excel. Let's get it.